All right, y'all, I'm on a quest to see some craziness today, all right? So we're going to start out with some drone footage. This video here is drone captures what no one was supposed to see, number 3. All right, so let's check it out. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Join the fam. Let's check it out.
Where drones are the wings and eyes people need to fly high, nothing is hidden above the sky. Be it an unusual rescue, fascinating phenomena, or a mysterious sighting, hang on, as here are the most unbelievable things caught by the drones that no one would have seen otherwise. Cornfield Clown. In October 2016...
At this point, I want to know if somebody... I be thinking some of these are fake. Like, the one, these clowns in the field, but at the same time, I ain't going out there to check and see.
This guy, after deciding to take some nice shots of cornfield, went to Huntsville with his drone. The footage starts off with a serene view of a huge area covered in an overgrown cornfield. But as the drone gets to the middle of the field, there was a strange figure standing there, poking right back at the drone. At first, he thought it might be a scarecrow, but since scarecrows can't move on their own, it turned out to be a man dressed up.
The way he just looking, like he in awe and amazed of it, man.
In an orange t-shirt and masked up as a clown, who, after feeling threatened, started to run and hide inside the dense forest. Still, what do you guys think he was doing there? Let us know in the comments section below. Alienoid creature. A hunter, while roaming through the woods, stumbled upon something mysterious among the planks of trees. Look closely. Just as the camera moves up from the densely packed forest, a cryptid creature with wide ears and sparkling eyes emerges from the woods. This scary footage was shot in 2022 in a remote forest, with the creature itself looking terribly frightened. But what was that? Some kind of unexplored animal species? Or a paranormal creature?
What is that?
You let us know in the comments section below.
At first I was gonna say like maybe it's a baby kitten or something like that. A little kitten, a little nice. I can't really tell what that is. The neck seemed long, ears look weird, face, yeah. I ain't saying cryptid, but I don't know what it is.
Desert ghost. This eerie drone footage from a desert in Portugal features something strange. Strange enough to be classified as deformed animal or an extraterrestrial being.
I've seen this footage before, and now that I look at it again, I'm starting to think like, he seems like he's down and out. Maybe somebody should go see what's wrong with him. Like, whoever it is, you know, whenever you see this type of posture and you hunched over, you leaning, you walking slow, and you just bopping, it gives off kind of like you're not having a good day. Maybe somebody should go check. I'm not going, but somebody else should go.
The clip was recorded in the mid of August 2016, showing this giant humanoid creature with hunched back, walking in the middle of desolate desert, and vanished behind the bushes after getting spotted.
See?
Some say it's a sand zombie, although a number of people claim it's an alien. Let us know what your thoughts about it are.
Like he just broke up in a relationship.
Headless animal. This next footage is going to leave your eyes popped out. An animal, probably a moose, appeared out of nowhere, walking pretty frantically without a head. Wait, is that even possible? Now check out this headless camel who continues to walk around and pose for the camera in the most unnatural way possible. While many relate it with some kind of supernatural phenomena, it's simply because these two tend to walk with their head facing the other way around. See how this camel emerges back with a fully grown neck and a head? Told you.
That's still weird.
Bear chasing a man. Captured in January 2022, this 19-second clip shows a drone flying between the snowy pines into a trail when it found an average-sized brown bear chasing a man. And as the camera approached the chase, the bear took a pause while noticing the drone. It turned back to glance at the drone before resuming its chase. Also, while the internet churns over the rumors of it being fake, it turns out the bear, named Tom, appears to be a fully trained teddy who's out for a jog with its trainer in the snowy wilderness. 6-year-old rescue.
Really?
The incident took place in September 2022, when the little boy got lost into the woods with no escape to get out of there before it gets dark. and even more scary. But
I think I remember this. I think like the drone was able to pick up like the heat signatures from the body and was able to find them. I think maybe.
all thanks to the police officers who came up with this amazing idea to use a thermal camera on a drone in order to spot the boy. And after an extensive search, the drone managed to pick out an object deep in the woods. It guided the police, ambulance, and fire crews to the boy's location, who found out to be in perfectly good condition.
Imagine how many lives that could save. That's crazy. Like,
Giant
that's great.
humanoid
Like,
figure.
we need more of those.
A Canadian man named Andrew Dawson captured footage of what appears to be an enormous figure standing atop of a mountain and walking at the peak with no support. The freaky sighting was caught in the province of Alberta when a couple of men were on their routine commute noticed something unusual protruding from the massive mountain. Although the figure appears to be shadowy, people believed it might belong to the tribe of giants native to the mountains. But is that really so? Girl in the woods. A couple of guys, after getting a brand new drone, decided to test it somewhere safe, so they ended up being in the Cannock Chase. Little did they know what their drone is capable of capturing. After giving it a first shot over the fields, they found a girl dressed in white with hollow black eyes standing on the
At this point, this girl is more famous than most celebrities, bro. I've seen this clip so many times.
edge of the field. Pretty terrified to even move their drone, the guys rushed back in no time. Actually, the spooky girl is known to have been roaming around the Cannock Chase for decades.
Oh, she's known.
But what it actually wants and how it ended up here is something no one knows yet. Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Bigfoot sighting. A man named Josh, while out for a hunt approximately 9 miles west of Tunica, Mississippi, spotted an unusual sighting. With shoulders that of a gorilla and a head upright with hands like a bear, this was no ordinary animal. The footage shows this giant creature busy.
See, the footage is always terrible. Terrible. Because right now, that could be a bear. A huge bear. Now, don't get me wrong, you still don't want to go near it. But I don't think that's Bigfoot. That could be a bear. Just a bear. The footage is horrible, bro. It's like we always pick the wrong trees to put it on. Conveniently.
Searching for some food right in front of a huge, hollow tree trunk. According to Josh, the eerie figure could be a skunk ape, otherwise known as the Florida Bigfoot. But since he could manage to take shots of its face, it's still unclear what in the world he saw in those woods. Moose versus wolf.
Ooh.
Apart from being excellent swimmers, moose being tall and strong can walk pretty steadily on water too. And this skill comes in handy, especially when they're surrounded by a predator who can't swim. Speaking of which, take a look at this drone footage featuring a moose standing ankle deep in water near a lake in Ontario, Canada. But before it moves further, a wolf suddenly charges out of the bushes and towards the moose. Although the animal initially defends itself by kicking out, the wolf manages to use its powerful jaws.
He like, all right, you gonna bite me? I'm taking you out here deep.
To clasp onto the moose's leg. And after a minute of frantically circling the water, the moose shakes the wolf off, who took several seconds before accepting its defeat. Baby deer rescue. Meet Hans, a tech farmer from Switzerland who's making the most of a thermal drone to rescue the baby deer resting in the coziness of tall grass. Well, actually, each year during the early summer, a female deer gives birth to fawns, who she protects from predators by nesting in the tall grasses of meadows. Unfortunately, this is the time when farmers need to mow the meadows for hay, making it impossible for them to operate a mower to recognize the tiny baby deers, tucked away in the grass. Therefore, Hans came up with this ingenious method to protect the little deers after spotting them using drones.
Protect them, yeah, right. Then he gonna come back out there during deer season and and mow them down, if you know what I mean. You know, I have all kind of deer sausages in his freezer.
Petrosaurus spotted.
A what?
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? A flying reptile that is thought to have lived some 160 million years ago was spotted over Boise, Idaho, US. With a huge wingspan that flaps and a long snouted beak, many believed it's a pterodactyl, a winged reptile.
I ain't gonna lie, I still think some of those exist, bro. Either that or these birds is hopped up on some type of steroids or something that you look up sometimes. You be like, yo, is that? It looks just like it.
Reptile known as pterosaurs that used to live with the dinosaurs. However, apart from looking way too realistic, some claimed it's an RC plane, a toy, or most probably a drone. What do you say? Swimming camels. This next drone footage shows thousands of Karai camels migrating from Kutch district to mangroves in India while swimming into the shallow waters for up to 3 kilometers. While the clips look mesmerizing, it turns out this rare breed of camel is on the verge of starvation as salt companies are blocking their tidal waters and slowly drying up the mangroves. It not only takes longer for camels to reach their grazing land, but with storage of food, the poor species is under threat. No tree forest.
Didn't know that.
Recorded in 2018, this haunting drone footage shows a land filled with thousands of beheaded trees. But what causes this devastation? Let's find out. It turns out the clip is from Ketchulus Lake in Washington, which in the summer of 2014 was exposed to severe drought, resulting in dry exposure of old tree trunks. The trees, however, were cut down 100 years ago for, well, God knows why, with their stumps being preserved because they were underwater most of the time. And since the water level dropped enough this summer, we got to see this dark reality. Mysterious crop circle. The next drone footage shows a mysterious crop circle in the middle of a field in northern France, triggering fear and curiosity for many. The phenomenon was captured by a farmer while driving his tractor in July 2020, when he thought someone was destroying his crops. According to many onlookers, this is how aliens mark their territories over the night. However, in actuality, this rare phenomenon of patterns is created by flattening a large area of the crop called Templar cross.
Exactly. Some talented farmers. You ain't gonna get me with that alien talk with this no more. No, maybe as a kid, the younger me, maybe a few years ago, you still would have probably got me. Now, no.
To add a hint of beauty along the fields. Hanging coffins. This mysterious drone footage from China shows a bunch of wooden coffins hanging out of a cliff. While this not only looks creepy but fascinating, according to legend, Igorots believed a person should depart the same way he entered the world. Hence, back in the days, Chinese used to hang the coffins to believe that the higher the coffins were placed, the greater chance of their spirits reaching a higher nature in the afterlife, besides wanting to place their ancestors at a safer place. Today, there are some 131 coffins measuring up to 3.2 feet in length hanging on a cliff that can be traced back to 1,200 years ago.
Hey, if this is the case, then I need my family to put me up at like the highest mountain. I don't even like to talk like that. Never mind. Let's not even talk like that.
Loch Ness Monster. Recorded by government officials in November 2016, the clip shows a long, ice-crusted object slowly sinking its way through the river current of Fairbanks, Alaska's Chenna River. From claiming it to be a sturgeon shark to river monster or an ice ghost, the internet is curious to find what it really is. Well, according to experts, that could probably be the debris on top of the water that appears to have snow and ice on top, snagged by a submerged strainer while the current is making it move like a fish gator ice monster.
I don't know now. It does look like
Amazon
some type of
wildfire rescue. In 2019, when the brutal flames of fire swept through the beautiful Amazon rainforest, rescue workers used dash cams, trail cams, and drones to locate and rescue injured animals. The clip shows devastating sight trees and bushes burning into ashes, with people rushing to save the animals. The fire was so lethal that it did not leave the forest in utter desolation.
Did they say the Amazon? Maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
But perished away so much of precious wildlife, trees, and birds with it. And since the cause of the fire is unknown, according to some, farmers clearing land for pasture are most probably responsible for igniting the spark. Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Look at that.
A strange drone clip with a pretty strange sighting as it hovers around the mountain, better known as Mount Rushmore, located at the north of Custer State Park. With 4 giant faces sculptured into the mountain, the clip shows the famous presidents George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln, carved into the granite rock face over many decades. But is that so? Well, according to the owner, in order to attract tourism, he chose 4 of these presidents to represent the most important events in the history of the United States. And did you know? It took more than 14 years to get this masterpiece to gain its final shape. Though it's worth it, isn't it?
Why hasn't anything been done since then? You know what I mean? A recreation, a new one. Like, why hasn't there been, or am I not aware of one?
Giant baby.
What in the...
A giant sleeping baby in the middle of
What?
nowhere. The extraordinary
Why?
drone footage captures a 3D sculptured baby sleeping in all its glory while pillowing on the land of Guangzhou, Gobi Desert, China. Known as the Child of Earth or the Son of Earth, the baby
Child
bears a
of
wish
Earth.
of protecting our Mother Nature, as we humans are all children of the Earth. The baby is measured up to
What?
49.2 feet long and 29.5
Was that necessary?
feet tall, made out of red sandstones with 3D technology by artist Dong Shubing, and has now become a new cultural landmark for the Silk Road.
I get part of the meaning, but this artist should be arrested for what we seen. He should be arrested. You know what I mean? I get the undertone and the meaning of what he was trying to do and say and convey, but you should have covered that baby all the way up. Jail.
Toxic cloud dip. In November 2021, exactly when it was time for hundreds of Hindu devotees to bathe themselves in the Yamuna to mark the Chhath Puja, clouds of foam appeared to be floating on one of India's holiest rivers. And while it looks fun and exciting, the white foam is actually intoxicated with illegal dumping of industrial waste and untreated sewage water. But
Why?
since there's no other way for these people to thank the sun god for bestowing bounties of life on the earth,
Oh,
they took their
man.
chances with dips among the foamy clouds. Look at how these women are bathing and pray amongst the foamy water of Yamuna. Feeding trapped dogs.
Dang.
After the volcanic eruption that took place in the mountainous area of Totoki on the Spanish island of La Palma, several stray dogs were spotted trapped in an ash-covered yard cut off by molten lava. And since it seemed impossible to walk on scorching lava or fly helicopters around the area filled with hot gas, drones came to their rescue, providing them with food packages to survive. Look at how these doggies are lifting their heads while walking towards the...
See? That's another great thing about drones, man. You could be trapped somewhere where people can't get to you yet, but they can bring you food to help you survive until they can get to you, till the conditions change.
their food to take on much needed bite of nutrition. Beached whale. In September 2021, while capturing the serene blue sea, this man stumbled upon a giant carcass of a marine mammal washed ashore on a beach in Iceland. Measuring up to 59 feet in length, the giant creature, with a whopping weight of 20 tons, turned out to be a blue whale. And while such a rare sighting seemed pretty unusual, according to studies, blue whales usually beached as a result of sickness, injury, bad weather, or old age. Although marine biologists have taken samples of its DNA, the cause of its demise is still unknown. Molten lava roads. With incredible airborne shots, this drone footage of Iceland's Fagradalsfjall eruption on Reykjanes Peninsula in September 2021 shows a glowing lava flowing and bubbling as it kept erupting out of Hawaiian eruptions. Wild and energetic, while this is not only dangerous and life-threatening, people are attracted to the sight of this magnificent view with glowing lakes of molten lava.
It is a nice view, but I need
The
more
last eruption
distance.
before this one occurred some 800 years ago, with people claiming it will continue to flow until it reaches the sea. Will it? Cat stuck on a pole. Out of a feline rescue operation, a sheriff, while using his drone to spot the kitties, found this Wyoming cat named Grim chilling up on a power pole, minding its own business and admiring the view. But since its family seemed pretty worried, they decided to call the kitty off the pole in the most high-tech way possible. With zero fear of height, Grim sat there looking down at his family, holding a sheet for safety. And just as the drone came near it, this cat decided to make its way down the pole on its own, while reaching safe and sound on the ground.
Cat was like, wait, man, I got it. I can get down myself. I can do it myself. I guess I'll come down. I don't know what they down there for, but I got it.
Frozen animals. Due to a significant temperature drop of minus 41 degrees centigrade in January 2022, Turkey experienced a great loss. The drone footage depicts animals from donkeys to goats, rabbits, and even foxes found in a small village, with some of them cartoonishly frozen in place, while others were turned albino due to the extreme cold weather and snow. However, the credit goes to the rescue officers, who managed to rescue some while burying others to a never-ending sleep. Today's open discussion is a picture of this girl holding a plastic bag, while she continues to move along the desolated hill covered in bushes, with a shadowy figure following her from behind. The video was initially posted on a YouTube channel, Blah Blah, in January 2020, leaving the people baffled as to what this ghostly creature did to the girl. Some claimed it possessed the girl, while others believe the alienoid figure took her with him into the upper space. However, according to my research, the video turned out to be a mock-up, with added effect mimicking the presence of a supernatural figure. Horse rescue. In January 2021, when the River Dee burst its banks near Chester Meadows following days of heavy rain, 4 horses got stuck in the middle of the field, drowning with flooded water. Until a paddleboarder came to their rescue. The dramatic drone footage shows a heroic moment when Jeff, the paddleboarder, was asked by the resident to open up the gate for the trapped horses. It took him 40 minutes to slice off the chain securing the gate with a pair of bolt cutters, before piercing it open to allow the terrified animals to escape. The horse, which had been freezing for 7 hours in water, ran quickly towards the dry land and started grazing on the grass immediately. Ancient tribe. While exploring the Amazon rainforest using drones, one of Brazil's agencies caught sight of isolated tribes living in the forest. With almost zero awareness of the outside world, tribes which have never been contacted by humans of the 21st century,
And make sure you add, they're minding their business,
were caught walking through the jungle, holding bows and arrows for their protection from the wildlife.
not bothering anyone.
The footage was initially captured in 2018 to showcase 16 of such people, but according to authorities, there are around 100 such groups living in Brazil's rainforest.
Oh, it's probably more than that. It's probably way more than that. And again, minding their business. I advise you to do the same. Because, bro, if they catch you, good night. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, man, y'all get at me and let me know what y'all thought of some of this footage, man. Y'all see my take on it. Some of it look real, some of it looks fake, you know? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's your boy L. Stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.